Halav!
Who said...
Halav, red hair.
Who are you?
We are immortals, and we have a purpose for you.
Why me? What have I done?
It is not what you have done, it is what you will do. You will gain strength and skill as a warrior. We will teach you the way of bronze, not stone. You and your companions will spread this knowledge through the lands until humanity dominates this world. You are chosen. Without you and without the weapons of bronze, mankind shall fall to the evil beastmen already gathering to the west.
Austin, how goes the battle?
You cannot outflank them, King Halav. King Halav! King Halav! The king of the beastmen challenges you.
Human! Human! I challenge you. Face to face. Blade to blade.
Hand me my shield.
King Halav, he's twice as tall as you are. His stone axe...
Will be no match for my bronze shield. Fetch it.
You are no coward, human. Your head will make a fine trophy.
If you want it, take it!
They've been fighting for hours, yet neither show sign of fatigue. They know the fate of two peoples rest on their shoulders. There can be no quarter.
Give up, human.
Never!
You will never defeat me.
Now they're battling up the hill. King Halav doesn't see the bodies of fallen warriors behind him.
You will fall.
Never!
King Halav, look out!
No! Trip!
Die, human.
I just...
You are slain, human.
Come closer. The secret of the Immortals.
Secret? Quick, tell me.
And closer. The secret is bronze.
You stabbed me.
We are both slain, beast man.
King Halav has fallen. Avenge King Halav!
Avenge the king! Avenge the king!
He brought us victory. Aye, at the price of his own life.
Light the pyre.
His essence is gone. Now his body departs. Nothing is left.
Nothing but his armor. I have hidden it for safekeeping until a proper hero can be found to take his place.
And so the shield of Halav disappeared from human history. Centuries later, a hero from the north recovered it, building a wondrous temple to its glory. But this too passed away. In the fullness of time, men forgot its location. It fell into ruin and was abandoned. Once again, the shield was lost. And so it has remained until now. Now rumors fly through the marketplaces and dusty temples that someone has visited the lost Temple of the Shield. Who will relocate the temple and Halav's shield? Will it be you?
The Church of Trolladara seeks faithful followers for a task of great import. Even if ye not be faithful followers, the Church of Trolladara accepts bold adventurers of any stripe, almost any stripe, for a task of great import. Apply to the Trolladaran Temple on Westron Alley near the Merchant District.
Welcome, travelers. I am Desmik of the Church of Trolladara. We must determine if you're worthy of hire for our quest. Please answer all questions honestly. There is no hope in lying to a man of the church. First, your names and professions. Spell that, please. Good. Now, more importantly, to which church do you belong? Very well. I must now ask each of you to vow you will aid the Church of Trolladara for the duration of this mission. If you agree to this oath, you will be amply rewarded and rest secure in the knowledge you've aided the Church. Do you so agree? Well, do you? Swear, or I cannot continue. Wonderful. Follow me, please. I will take you to Barris, who will explain your task.
Enter.
I must insist that you answer my questions. You appear to have the necessary qualifications, but if you don't cooperate, you won't be hired. Now, please, let us begin afresh, I'm sorry. It appears you are unsuitable for this chosen task. Perhaps another task, another time.
Since Desmik vouches for you, I shall let you in on a very, very important secret. We believe we know where the shield of Halav is. I am disturbed. You don't seem impressed by this knowledge.
Well, you see, it's because they are travelers from afar, Barris. They know not of the shield of Halav.
Ah, the shield is enormously important. It was discovered in antiquity by the adventurer Solveig Whitegold. Surely you've heard of her. No?
When Solveig announced her find, an entire temple was erected to the shield. Thousands of new converts were won to the church.
Sadly, times change. People change. The Temple of the Shield received fewer and fewer pilgrims. It was forgotten, abandoned.
Now, if it's remembered at all, it's as the fabled lost temple.
Yes, times change. People change. But not always for the better. I am troubled by recent events.
We need to find the Temple of the Shield to win back people to the church.
Strengthen the church, strengthen the nation. Strengthen the nation, strengthen the world. Strengthen the world, strengthen the man. Recently, we have come across this map with the intriguing name Zadreth on it. You have no idea what that means, do you?
I'm afraid they don't, Barris. Zadreth was the name of the village near the Temple of the Shield.
Here, on the map, the Guardians of the Shield? That can only refer to the statues of Solveig Whitegold, which are referred to in, let's see, which book was that?
Perhaps they should simply take the map.
Yes, in a moment. First, I must show them one other thing. See this inscription? Know your song? That probably refers to the Song of Halav, the ancient story of the hero of the Traladaran people.
Now, let's see, here's a copy. It might help you.
Well, this map is quite good. This cartographer is a true artist, eh? We still don't know exactly where Zadreth was located.
We've gathered some old books and scrolls, but haven't had time to search them for clues.
Thus begins your quest. If you can't find what you need here, Desmik will guide you to the larger library. One last thing. You must speak of this to no one.
Oh my goodness, it's so important. You see, since this map was found in a public bazaar, we have no idea how many other people may now know of the Lost Temple.
Yes, bad enough if they're mere temple looters, but we are especially wary of the shield falling into the hands of the cult of Halav.
Yes, the cult of Halav. Those misguided fools who believe King Halav has been reborn as King Stefan Karamikos.
Oh, one last small thing. The hero who found the shield in antiquity, Solveig Whitegold, apparently she had some minor involvement with a personage referred to in legends as the Dragonlord.
All we have are a few minor references, nothing solid.
If you should find anything interesting on either Solveig or the Dragonlord, any old books or scrolls, please let us know.
Oh, yes, we can always make it worth your while. Sister Jenna, what brings you here?
Oh, Brother Desmik, you surprised me.
Visiting the temple,
Why, yes. Looking for you, in truth. To discuss, merging our two congregations together. Why, such a wonderful lot of old, interesting books. I do love to enrich myself with old history now and then. Oh dear, time must be fleeting. Do you know the hour?
We're still a full hour from noon.
Oh, my. I'm late for an appointment. Well, we must chat later. Bye.
I fear Jenna may be a spy.
No. She's long been a faithful member of the Church of Traladara.
And recently joined the cult of Halav.
Then the cult must have learned of the shield and be out to capture it for themselves.
They no doubt wish to present it to King Stefan so he can lead the Traladaran nation back to greatness.
There are many dangerous members in the cult.
Yes. So you, adventurers, must hurry to ensure they do not acquire the shield before you.
So Arto and I continued to walk some distance south of Zadreth, where eventually we came upon a cave entrance. To our right stood a formation of rocks that reminded me of a nesting of huge eggs. The cave entrance possessed an odd overhang like the beak of an eagle. And the rest of my stay was quite exciting and invigorating, as well as I debated various interpretations of the Song of Halav with the priests of the Temple of the Shield, including Halav's relationship with the other heroes.
And as I scoured the countryside in search of new types of birds, I was struck by the natural beauty of the area. The sun glinted off the lake to the north, and there was a most interesting arrangement of peaks to the west, making it look as if a snake were poking its head up. Just to the left was a natural formation that looked like rabbit's ears, perked up in alarm at the snake. As I scanned the region, I found a nest of rare speckled fringes.
As we strolled, we discussed the dedication of Queen Petra. Quite without realizing it, I led us past the tapestry into the room of the pool, where we refreshed ourselves before continuing our lively discourse. The pool, fed by a crystal-clear underground spring, provided wonderfully fresh water for the acolytes of the Temple of the Shield. We walked around the pool on a wide, clear apron as we continued our debate. "But Arto," I said, striving not to sound too patronizing, "how can you possibly defend your suggestion that Queen Petra was secretly in love with the great Halav, when even the most uncouth barbarian..." How well I remember my own visit to the Room of the Dragon in the great Temple of the Shield. I was making the brilliant analogy of comparing a congregation to a garden when we entered the Room of the Guardians and went past the entrance to the Shield Room. As we strolled to the archway beneath the bas-relief of a lovely carved dragon, Arto heartily agreed with the appropriateness of my metaphor. As we paused in awe to look upon the great dragon and bask in its sublime wisdom, I could not help but note how easy it would be for someone unkind or unknowing to casually pluck a member from a congregation as easily as
once. Built more than 1,000 years ago, these ruins sat by a small lake. Later inhabitants, human inhabitants, built the small village called Zadreth. East from Zadreth ran an unfinished path, much like the mysterious unfinished path of the ruins near Limn in Alphatia. Like that other unfinished path, the one in Zadreth ran towards the southern mountains, confirming the fascination of man's best left unmentioned predecessors with jagged ranges of tall peaks. One old man I met claimed to have lived in Zadreth and related a tale of some antiquity that said the unfinished path pointed towards a holy place in a cave beneath the mountains. Obviously, this had been passed down from generation to generation, constantly retold from man's predecessors to the earliest elven inhabitants.
And I heard many such tales. Few know the Duke's Road once continued a few leagues to the east, across the river and into the mountains. If one looks sharply, one can follow the almost hidden road to a grouping of foundations that make a long abandoned village. Unlike ruins on the west shore of Lake Windrush, these cluster around a central square. I only visited these ruins once, finding the wildlife in the area quite mundane. The squirrels, for instance.
What are you doing there, you motley collection of vagabonds? Conducting research? I'm surprised you can read, much less conduct research. Very well, I suppose I must. What subjects are you interested in? Something with a lot of bloodshed, no doubt. Historical and religious? That's a new one. Very well, I suppose I'll have to issue you passes. You must carry the passes at all times and have them signed, countersigned, and verified by the guards at each floor. You'll have to write your own names, however. No point in issuing a pass to someone who can't read or write. We don't have picture books here, if that's what you're looking for. Very well, sign here. And here. And here. And twice down here. Now, library fees are 1 gold coin per person per visit, payable in advance. You're better financed than you look. We don't get many thieves and warriors in here, so behave yourselves. Damage 1 leaf and I'll have you expelled and permanently barred.
Your passes, please. Please be quiet and refrain from disturbing the other scholars. If you have difficulty locating a tome, please ask for help quietly.
Researching history, eh, friends? Oh, religious history, my favorite. The favorite of the cult of Halav, too. Especially the Song of Halav. Shh. Halav, a great man, a superb warrior, a magnificent leader. Did you know that Halav has returned to us? Shh. When Halav died, the Immortals were so impressed with him that they came down and restored him to life. They placed him in a deep sleep, preserving him until such time as he is needed to return the country to greatness. That time is now. Halav has returned to us as King Stefan. It's true. What a colossal jest the Immortals have played on us, bringing our savior in the guise of a conqueror. But look, he's established independence for the nation, and now he leads us to greatness. You know, the cult of Halav would be especially grateful if you could help them. Especially if it meant the cult could help Halav. If you should ever desire to speak with the cult, ask for me, Klaus Jorga. I can put you in touch with them.
From the east, down from the wolf holds. The small village of Threshold seemed friendly enough, but we had come from the wrong side. Peasants stared at us, and when I nodded to some, only one nodded back, and that one looked reluctant. 6 wooden buildings circled the center of town with no more than a dozen huts surrounding them. There were 2 taverns, which made me wary. 2 drinking establishments in one tiny village meant a community divided. And I had
And then we come to the matter of Zadreth as mentioned in my earlier work, Mysteries of the Grand Duchy. How I wish I could have been there to halt the founding of Threshold over those ancient ruins. Not only did the new construction destroy most of the ruins of Zadreth, but the famous unfinished path was obliterated. I do not claim skeptics purposely eradicated evidence, but when proof of my theories has been eliminated by other hands...
Pausing between trips, I rested in Threshold. A dreary town built upon the equally dreary ruins of Lugsid. There I was subjected to the usual meaningless blather of the townsfolk. Oh, imagine how I wept at the lamentations of a noble group of adventurers who were hindered at their high-minded attempts to loot and vandalize the region. And how my heart was rended by the tragic tales of the courageous heroes who were unable to slaughter defenseless animals. All of this I took in stride. But what really horrified me was when the town fathers proudly told me of their plans to start a logging operation which would blight
They told me they were considering the construction of a path of stone to lead from the village to the Temple of the Shield. We followed the existing dirt path into the rising sun, coming across a bubbling brook after a few moments' walk. So we turned south to trace it back to its source. Near the lovely waterfall that fed the brook, we came upon a small wooden bridge. We crossed the bridge and began heading east again. As we neared the entrance of the temple, I felt compelled to share with Arto my own theories regarding the authenticity of the Song of Halav. As I sketched out my argument, I noticed several of the huskier acolytes approaching me with a large quantity of tar and feathers.
So we spent the night in the small village of Zadreth, and then traveled toward Lugsid at first light. The journey was short, and despite some delays, we reached Lugsid by late afternoon. The village held only about a half-dozen buildings, which formed a circle around the town center. Though there was room in the town's inn, we decided we should keep riding as long as possible, and look for a campsite along the trail. We ran into no small amount of trouble.
Even school children know the Temple of the Shield was once a stronghold of mankind's most unspeakable predecessors. Most people even know that wretched race could enslave dragons. But few people know they had powerful magic that could bind the great reptiles to their wills, and even turn dragons to stone while leaving them alive. Now, I will tell you something no one knows. The Lost Temple holds one of these petrified dragons, and anyone who touches her possessions without proper respect is doomed to a most terrifying and horrible death. What is the dragon like? No one knows. I will tell you what I think. The dragon of the Lost Temple is much like the one found in the ruins of Holva, except the one in Holva is made of jade. A much smaller piece than
Hail and well met, fellow travelers. I am Sir Brefrick of the Order of the Griffin. Who are you, and what brings you to these parts? Our order is a military order, part of the Church of Karamikos. We are a very prestigious society. The Order of the Griffin allows warriors and priests to swear fealty to us once they join the Church of Karamikos and achieve a sufficient level of power, of course. Our members constantly quest to bring glory to the Church, virtue to the nation, and aid to the common born. We give to the Church gives to us. You appear to be a skilled group of adventurers. If I may be so bold, what do you quest for? Surely something of great import.
Oh, travelers, allow me to introduce myself. Andros Levenik, wanderer, adventurer, wit, bon vivant, raconteur, by training a cleric, by inclination a loyal member of the cult of Halav. Might I impose upon you by traveling with you a bit? Tell some tales? Share a meal? I'm an excellent cook. We followers of Halav, not really being a cult, possess very basic beliefs, like the Church of Traladara. We revere Halav. We simply believe that Halav has returned to us in the person of King Stefan Karamekos. Halav will lead the people of Traladara back to a golden age of greatness. Oh, I admit a few hotheads among us want to rush things, but most of us are content to wait patiently for the time when Halav will lead us.
Mother Thog! Yeah! Stand still so Thog can hit you! I'll squash your bones and make paste out of you! No more!
Seek ye learning in our hall, first avoid a harmful fall. To enter here and learn the lore, kneel and knock upon the door.
If it is for knowledge that you yearn, enter here and you shall learn. If you journey here to teach, please remember not to preach.
Please respect the other users of the library and keep your voices low.
You venture now into a private wing of priests who cherish the ancient king. To visit the priests, you must be wary. Present his relic if you wish to tarry.
Why disturb you, my rest? Why seek you this? Who are you? By what right claim you this? If the shield you seek pass through the corridor of knowledge, through the chapel, or past the tapestries, fail the tests set before you, and you shall perish. Go, and disturb not my rest again. Leave this place before I grow angry and allow you to taste my wrath. You have proven unworthy. Now, perish you must.
I have sealed the hall of the Dragonlord. I trust the Guardians to keep intruders away, and to hide the secret entrance to the shield room.
We welcome you to share the song whose inspiring words will make you strong. Soon you shall be on your way. As you begin, so once did they. Immortals went to ancient love. Show us what they taught Halav. When humans were a younger race, many great perils they did face. Imagine going out from love and slay the foes of King Halav. A queen she was in ancient times, who punished the wicked for their crimes. A noble woman of tremendous will, now display an item of Petra's skill. The huntsman was a hero true, like Halav, one of the treasured few. And now we are all in his debt. Show me one of Zirchev's pets. King Halav fought against mighty foes, and through his wisdom mankind did grow. Before the greatness of this king, kneel, and to his glory sing. If past this point you wish to reach, this wall of force you first must breach. If it is through you wish to go, move like Zirchev past his foe. Mighty she was in her day, evil foes she held at bay. To pass this way you must be keen. Where was lovely Petra queen? Some enemies are hard to fight. They hide away from normal sight. So settle down upon your knees and search for tracks of enemies. Many try to be so bold, to emulate his legend old. If you would want to find King Halav, what city stands where once was love? Identify yourselves, or you shall not pass. A wall of stones your way does bar, so ere you travel very far, remember Halav's fight to end the raids of evil beasts like men. A river's where he held the beasts. Tell me where their raids did cease.
Know ye then the power of the Dragonlord. Look upon his accomplishments, and be thankful that he saved mankind from dragons.
Hear now the tale of the boy who became the Dragonlord. It began on a night when the mountains and valleys of the highlands slept beneath the first snow of winter. Winter comes early and long to the northern lands, and the nights are deep and deathly cold. Few travelers care to find themselves out in the wild by night. Yet the forester, Caristel, had gone up that day to the quarry to fetch the miner and his sons back to the village, lest they become trapped when the snows close the steep and twisting trails. As they made their return, a crack of thunder suddenly broke in the skies, echoing through the hills and ridges. Caristel stopped, indicating for the miners to keep absolutely still. Not a cloud was to be seen in the darkening sky, nor was there an indication of an avalanche. Suddenly, with a flash, a dragon came hurling down the ravine and then rose in a wide circle. Dragons seemed to fill the sky, and the fires of their passing lit the night, even as the thunder of their attack shook the travelers to their very bones.
When Halav fought his final fight, he faced a foe of terrible might. His shield did ward off many a blow, until he fell, as we all know. To Immortals was his body given, to greatness King Halav then was risen. In the manner of his final end, show that you are Halav's friend. Failed you have, and now must die. Fall below, as from the sky.